But we're going to talk about another unhinged hero who couldn't get a ring because of the Jordan era. Look, before you get upset or any kind of way, I am the resident Sonics fan here. The NBA
Yes.
needs the Sonics back in Seattle. And the biggest robbery in NBA history is the fact that Shawn Kemp is not in the Hall of Fame. It doesn't make sense. You put my boy Gary Payton in, you can't put in Shawn Kemp.
Man.
So before I get unhinged thinking about that, let's talk about the Ray Man being a little unhinged.
And before we dive into that, we want to thank everybody who's in so far watching us live. We got 10 people in here rocking with us. Everybody who's here, man, let's talk about it. You got comments, comment, and everything is everything, man. Unhinged Shawn Kemp.
Unhinged Shawn Kemp. Now, Shawn Kemp, when he came into the league, he was a first round draft pick. So there was hype around him. He was the youngest player in the league at the time. So Seattle really had to develop around him to kind of give you the situation of how it developed in Seattle with Shawn Kemp. They really tried to build a team around him. They brought in Gary Payton, did a bunch of moves, had a lot of great success, but unfortunately, everyone celebrates when they manage to beat the Supersonics, to quote Ice Cube. That is the recipe for a good day, apparently.
Yeah.
And Now, Shawn Kemp may be a little unhinged by having like 7 kids by 6 different women, but personally, that just means he's a busy man. He's got things to do, places to go.
Or we say he's a man about town.
Yeah, yeah. He likes to diversify his genetic portfolio. There's some things, but I won't personally make fun of my boy Shawn Kemp for being a questionable father figure. I'm sure with that kind of money, you could probably end up still pulling that off. But what we need to talk about is how in April of 2005, Kemp was arrested in Shoreline, Washington for investigation for drug possession. Kemp and another man were found with a small amount of cocaine, just a little bit of about 60 grams of marijuana, so a couple ounces, maybe a pistol. And the Kings County Sheriff found him, charged him with drug possessions. He pleaded guilty, got
Mhm.
a little got a little another misdemeanor marijuana possession down there in Houston, Texas in 2006. So, about a year later, he's catching another charge.
You're not lying.
And unlike most of our unhinged heroes on this show, we started talking about how they were unhinged and then became great citizens and adults and kind of grew up past it. Not Shawn Kemp. So back in March of 2023, Shawn Kemp was arrested in Tacoma, Washington, in
Man,
connection to an alleged drive-by shooting.
man.
He was originally released without being charged, but was later charged with first-degree assault, pleaded not guilty, and case is still
It's
pending.
still, I'm about to
We're
say
still,
that thing's still pending. Let's just tell
yeah,
them what it is.
they ain't quite finished. You gotta have proof. So please keep in mind that if you are Shawn Kemp and watching this, this is an alleged drive-by that you're involved in. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
because as far
not.
as I know, you innocent.
Yeah, you're
I'm,
innocent. Look, look. And shout out to Gary or Shawn Kemp and Gary Payton actually,
I'm just
because they
saying.
both actually have their own strain of marijuana after these marijuana incidents with the very iconic cannabis brand cookies. So if you've ever are into dabbling into those kind of things, we don't do none of that, of course. Um, you can find some supersonics still out there, not playing basketball, but in the local shop near you. And so shout out to Shawn Kemp for being a personal hero for me growing up. I always wanted to be the Rain Man, just dunking on people. There's no really better alley oop combination than Gary Payton and Shawn Kemp. But I'll let y'all argue. I'm going to say Shawn Kemp's better than a lot of people in a lot of things. And you're going to call me unhinged when I start dropping names. So we won't do that on this show to save myself a little embarrassment.
No, it's all good, man. We understand here. Shawn Kemp, we can just say at the very least is a legend in itself. And I have nothing but positive things to say about you, Sir Sean. And if you do end up seeing this, just know we fans forever, man. You've done for
Right.
many people